I tried not to smoke weed today. Since I'm standing in the spirit of confession, it might be obvious that I wasn't successful, and even though I tried, it still doesn't stop the pull. The pulling at my heart. It's becoming more noticeable. I feel it more now than I used to. I feel convicted more now than I used to. It feels like I feel God more now than I used to, and these are emotions I'm not used to. I used to get lifted without hesitation, no pause, just pull. Then I pulled too hard one day, and from then on, the high didn't hit the same way. My spirit changed, shifted. All of a sudden, I feel defensive about questions nobody asked me. My own disobedience antagonizing me. I feel the need to explain. These are the ramifications of guilt and shame playing psychological mind games with my spirit. I'm torn. I've lived in the flesh for so long, it feels like home, like familiar. Like I may not survive if I have to die daily for my salvation. I feel unworthy, and that's scary, so I'd rather stay on the blissful side of ignorance. And then again, I also know that's untrue. I know Christ died for me just like he died for you, but choosing to live like he did has been challenging. I've been backsliding for years. It's pretty much my normal. So much so that I don't eat if I don't smoke. My appetite doesn't activate until I've had my herbal supplements. I'm surviving off coffee and swisher leaves and limited water intake, struggling to stay hydrated but never struggle to get high. This is what happens when your habits are prioritized. The weed man is on speed dial. This is why I hide from my little one when I decide to get high, because he'll blow it, because he wants my attention and he deserves it. But when he wants to be with me and I'm sober, I'm too edgy and irritable and he's a handful. I think I might be dependent on my anxiety as a way to hold on to smoking. I blame the need for toting on my emotional laziness. The haziness keeps me from remembering the Holy Spirit is way more potent and there's no choking involved in worship. The avoidance keeps me cloudy. Too groggy to muster up the energy to pray. Too ashamed to ask God to take the restlessness away. And I still might smoke anyway, especially if I'm bored. The Lord is the least favorable form of entertainment I like to engage in when my brain is stultified. Who wants to get Bible-wise when it's the smoke they idolize? I'd rather break down the bud, meticulously remove the stems and seeds, unravel the front toe leaf, carefully lay my trees into their tobacco casket and bury all of my iniquities. And when it's time to inhale, the stale stench prevails over my desire to be born again, because I'm human and born in sin, and my God is a jealous God, and idolatry is a form of sin. And then I exhale conviction. On the show. And that's really the part that I enjoy the most, is being able to communicate and with the artists, letting them know that it's not just about the show that's in 2 months, 3 months. Yeah. It is really about you as an artist.
Relationship building.
We do want to build a relationship with you. We do want you to feel comfortable to stand up here and share your poetry, but not just walk out of the building like, oh yeah, I just got paid. But no, like, man, I really felt like an artist. Right. I really felt loved. I really felt seen. Yeah. That's what we want, because that's how we want to feel.
I think initially the one of the main focal points of our production that we try our best to try and keep in mind and put first is that we're artists. You know what I'm saying? And so if this was me and I was being asked to participate in this production, how would I want me to show up? What would I want done for me? What would make me feel good, feel special? What would allow me to remember this moment? You know what I'm saying? Right. What could capture this for me? You know what I'm saying? And so, like, a lot of the things that we've put into to be standard practice for us in our production is built around the fact of, if I was not the person producing the show and I was the participant, how would I feel about these things? Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that just in the community in general, that should be the focus. Right. You know what I'm saying? It should be a huger focus on the artist, and what does the artist stand to gain from this engagement? Wow. What does the artist stand to gain from this experience? You know what I'm saying? Whether that be a tangible monetary gain, or it be a spiritual gain, edification, or knowledge, or relationship bonds, right, or expansion of knowledge base, or understanding of business. Is there any way that I can impact this person what do they stand to gain? And if we keep the focus on that, and our community is going to continue to thrive, our community, especially Houston poetry community, I say that like I've been in other poetry communities moving around and shaking, but from what I hear, right, we're one of the most diverse, largest, and still closely tied together. I'm not going to say closely knit, but so tied together. Communities in the nation, from what I understand. And if that be the case, we keep focusing on the artist, it can't do nothing but blossom. But like in that poem, if you stifle it, if you deprive it of sunshine, if you don't water it, it's going to die. That's just what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And people want all the sunshine for themselves. You know what I'm saying? People want all the water for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And it's a whole bunch of trees out here, and we could be a forest. You know what I'm saying?
If we share.
Share
the water and share the sun.
I told my wife, I said, this is the moment for us. Things are for us are about to start falling together. I got big news. I don't even know if I want to share it here. I'm going to hold it. You know what I'm saying? But things are going to start falling together. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that I'm the most happy about is how much the things that are going to fall in place for me are going to allow me to bless the people I'm in contact with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be able to move in a way that says, look, this is the way that we treat people. You know what I'm saying? This is how treatment should look. You know what I'm saying? Not oh, this is what happened, let me maximize my income and do whatever I can to solidify my livelihood for my children. No. Because I got character, I got a legacy to build, you know what I'm saying? I got an image to uphold, I got standards to lay down, you know what I'm saying? I got a bar to set, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm very excited about me setting the new bar, about us setting a bar that says the standard, the treatment of the artist is what's most important. You know what I'm saying? You build your stuff around that. You build your budget around that first. You know what I'm saying?
Because they'll show up for you.
They show up.
And in doing so, you create these friendships. They're not to be confused with everyday friendships, like I'm calling you, my life is falling apart, you're who I'm calling. No, these are people that you say, hey, I have another event coming up, or hey, I have this family that needs this going on. Like, it creates a network and also a camaraderie. And so that's what we're trying to build. That's what we are building. As we put these on these productions, as we host our open mic edition, we're making the artists feel like this is what the standard is. This is how you should be treated. You should be made to feel seen. You have a talent. You have a gift, and you're sharing it. And there's people that really enjoy your gift.
Yeah, enjoy you.
Right? And so we want to make sure that we're creating a space for you to share your gift, because your gift is not yours to keep. Your gift is yours to share.
That's why that's what this for.
It's yours to share. It's yours to share.
Yeah, it ain't for you to hold.
Yeah.
It was given to you to give away, so you can inspire others to do the same thing, to give their gift away.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Right.
It was crazy as we did something like a Bible study, me and the wife, right? And we ran across Ezekiel, and we went. Ezekiel started at 1, we went to 4, right? It's the end of 2, the middle of 3, somewhere in there. Ezekiel had received the words from God, the angel. He had seen the angel had came down, talked to him, gave him some scripture, he ate it, he knew what he was supposed to do, right? He got the words from God, and then he went back to where he was when the angel first showed up and sat there for a week, right? So he's sitting there chilling because he was just amazed at what had just happened to him, right? And so he's sitting there in astonishment. Then God came and talked to him again and was like, hey, what are you doing? Didn't I tell you what you needed to do? So understand now, if you don't hurry up and go do what I sent you to do, anybody that doesn't hear what I sent you to say, it's your fault. You're going to be held accountable for every person who doesn't get to hear what I gave you to tell them. Right?
Because you over here.
Because you over here.
Amazed at the angel.
Dumbfounded. You know what I'm saying? So in this space right now, especially now that it's my season of blessing. Whereas Ezekiel was blessed with a word. You know what I'm saying? It's in my season of blessing. Right? It's now incumbent upon me, right, for me to turn around and give to others what God has given me to give them. Whether that be my word, my wisdom, my inspiration, my support, my guidance, whatever it is that God has given me to give them, I got to give it to them, because if I don't,
Yeah.
I'm going to be held accountable for them not getting it.
Yeah.
If they fall to the wayside, can't accomplish a goal, can't get to where they need to be, can't execute what God had for them because they didn't hear the poem they needed to hear from me that day because I was somewhere else, lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Charged you.
Right. It's more than just, hey, I got a gift and I want to share it. It's more than just I got a gift and I need to share it. I got a gift and I was called to share it.
Yeah.
It's my responsibility.
Come on, get that word. Yeah.
Looky here. So look, man, we could talk forever on this topic right there. That's my topic of talk, but we're gonna take us a quick commercial break. And when we come back, She's So Cold is gonna bless us with something new. She got a new piece for us, y'all. Some new shit. So, y'all stay tuned. This is the Artist Access, and your access has now been granted.